Hello all, welcome to the Lunar Sea Spire Cartoon Fan Podcast. This is episode 313, and today we'll be talking about Mr. Softball from Summer Camp Island. I'm GC13.
And I'm David. Man, it's good to be back, and I freaking love Summer Camp Island.
Oh,
and this
yes.
penultimate episode of Season 1 is fantastic, and I really think that there's a little bit under the surface to this episode, besides it just being about softball and a little bit about cheating.
I hope none of it's too dark, because I've been taking some serious refuge in this episode after having a pretty tough season of Infinity Train to watch, so...
Yeah, we'll get to that eventually. I know it's been hard on you. I definitely just watched that season super fast, and it was emotional, but I don't know. I think it impacted you a lot worse. So I'm so sorry. We'll take the time, though, to emotionally get through it together at some point. But yeah, this episode is very nice, very light. No, I don't think there's a secret darkness underneath it at all. Don't worry, that's not going to be the big reveal here.
The killer whale represents capitalism! It'd be like that Amnesia Machine for Pigs game.
Everything is a metaphor for capitalism. Well, and, because really, Susie's gaming of the system is just despicable, I don't think it's the whale that represents capitalism. I think it's the cruel determinism of the wheel.
No, it's the softball game itself that represents capitalism.
No, the game is the capital in I don't know. I cannot pursue this because I am not smart enough.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I could make up an excuse for anything in that episode.
This is an episode about softball. Susie wants to get out of chores, even though the chore wheel has spoken, and Oscar really sticks to his guns. And I think at the beginning of the episode, anyway, yeah, he genuinely thinks he can prove Susie wrong, both that she can win by cheating, and also I guess that his way will prove that the universe believes he's right, and will show that the wheel should be followed, and Susie doesn't always get to do whatever she wants.
I love how open Susie is about everything. That's what I love about Summer Camp Island. She's like, okay, obviously I'm not going to just do the chore.
Yeah, no, she isn't secretive about her behavior at all, which is...
It's charming!
Contrasts somewhat with the fact that she does everything in this. It's not quite like the hipster way of saying, like, oh, everything's ironic, nothing I do is real. Like, she very much says, I do bad things and my behavior's bad, get over it, babies. And at the same time, like, I think of her birthday, celebration,
yes.
And I think that, there's still stuff she's hiding. Even though she's, like, truthful about her actions, she's obviously struggled with it, feeling totally truthful to herself. Like, she's like, I'm a jerk, but, like, guys, I'm not really a jerk, right?
Hey, you know how Susie is like Miss Bitters from Invader Zim?
Is she? She's
trying to prepare her babies for life in our nightmarish corporate system.
Yeah, except Susie Miss Bitters has no heart or soul, just a lot of buzzing insects. So I think, yeah, I see the connection.
Horrible space implosions will do that to you. You could do to have a little more compassion, David.
Dude, honestly, though, you're talking about your sadness from Infinity Train, and you bring up Miss Bitters, who voice actor wasn't able to return in the Invader Zim movie because I guess she died. So now look who's bringing more sadness. It is sad. I freaking love Miss Bitters.
They did a lot with her.
And if she had been around, that would have honestly been a great witch voice at some point in the show.
Oh, yes. Like, she would be like, everyone else doesn't like her, except for Susie, who just idolizes everything she does.
Absolutely. Susie would totally want to impress Miss Bitters, and Miss Bitters wouldn't give a single crap, which would be amazing.
I'm going to talk about one more non-Summer Camp Island thing before we bring it back into the episode.
Okay, I tried, but we'll keep going around and around.
Did you get Breaking Bad vibes with the Walter White Heisenberg distinction? With the whole, oh, she knows my name's Oscar, and then the, call me Mr. Softball.
He takes it on.
Call me Heisenberg.
I love, yeah, I mean, I wonder if that was an intentional reference. But yeah, I like it anyway. I like that he completely flips on it once he decides to commit to it.
Because that bit was beautiful. It's like, Oscar, how long have you been thinking about cheating? The whole time.
He really wanted to be committed to his ideals, and I respect that. But the episode got even funnier once it decided that it was an all-out war. And when Oscar first starts cheating, that's funny enough, you know. He brings out the old cartoonish bat grease. But then when they just start throwing fish at each other and they're not even playing softball anymore, I enjoyed that. Because also the episode, the like narrative structure, right? It just snowballs and then the snowball just kind of breaks apart and that's it. Like it's not a very clean conclusion. They're just like, we're having a war. And then they summon the whale, which apparently could have happened at any point.
Yeah, apparently he was listening the entire time.
And then Susie has to do what had to be done.
I could hear you. You were meant to.
Yeah, he was within earshot the whole time, I guess. Or he's very large and just has great ears. Except how do whales hear? I mean, whales dolphins sing.
Yeah,
whales make
sing.
noises. They must have inner...
They can hear sound vibrations through water. I don't think
tubes.
that they would be able to hear... Well, no, we can hear underwater, so... I don't know.
Like, I've just taken for granted that all these sea creatures hear sounds, but what do they do to hear sounds? And why don't they need ears? I mean, air is a fluid, water's a fluid. All these things are the same. All right, I'm getting through this. I'm getting through this. So, chore wheel. Susie cheats. The baseball's funny. She does a lot of good things. I really like all of the different, she puts hexes on him. I love that Howard's totally afraid of getting hexed. I love how Susie stretches her leg out across all 4 bases. And also, animation note, I like that Summer Camp's Island animation style supports the way her leg moves, because at one point when she's retracting it and it's just in a straight line, because it's got the line waggle, you can actually, tell that it's retracting instead of it being like... I was thinking, man, if this was something awful like Teen Titans Go, her leg would just be getting visually shorter, but you can really tell. They had to animate the leg. Beautiful. Great side note. You're welcome.
I am welcome.
And even the way Oscar goes across the bases once he does start cheating by Howard picking him up and everything. Yes. And just out there in the universe, something is saying, first base, second base, home run.
I mean, if we're just going to talk about stuff I like, though, the shot where an alien dressed as a kitten, and Alice just loves it. I mean, yes, she loved the alien dressed as the kitten because it was cute, but I love that scene because it's cute.
And we love you for loving that. That's cute.
But what I don't understand is, did the rules of softball change at some point? Because... when they're chasing Hedgehog down, she's running. She's not staying on a base to be safe on that base. She runs away from the base where she should be safe.
Yeah, I didn't get that either. I actually didn't think about watching the episode. You just made me think it now, which is maybe the writer or the storyboarder. I don't actually know for a fact if Summer Camp Island is storyboard driven or not. I'm assuming every cartoon on Cartoon Network is, but it's almost like the storyboard doesn't entirely know what softball's about.
I mean, they know that there are 9 players on a team. They know that. But that's the only thing we know about Summer Camp Island softball.
Yeah, once you've touched the base, you're safe. And Hedgehog firmly puts her foot on the base and then runs backwards, even though there's not even anyone else on bases. Maybe you would do that if another person was running to third and, they hadn't made it to third yet, but that's not what happened. So I don't know. That did throw me for a loop as well. I'm going to assume that they just like playing fast and loose with it. And maybe even it was purposefully wrong just because it's Summer Camp Island. Why not?
They're playing softball backyard rules. Nowhere is safe.
They were definitely playing backyard rules.
Yeah, the only way to score is a home run.
Are you ready? I'm gonna get deep here.
Uh-oh. Here comes the deep lore.
The deepness is coming. No darkness, though. No darkness. So this is the second to last episode of season 1. And I think that it actually plays a little bit of a role in acting as a season closer. And I think it does that by kind of cementing, kind of giving us a snapshot of where Oscar's growth is at this point. And, you might think, oh, no, Oscar, I mean, this is just, there's nothing particularly special in this episode. But I say, hold on, at this point, Oscar seemed to grow really fast, even early on in the season, right? Between episode 1 and 2, even, you're like, oh, a lot of Oscar's growth has happened. He's not a socially awkward kid anymore who's also afraid of, like, being away from his parents. And that, okay, that happens in one episode. But there's actually been a lot happening since. There's a huge level of maturity, hilariously enough, despite the fact that, he, commits to not cheating and then cheats and, doesn't look very mature. But, I think his even just initial reaction to Susie not doing the chore really shows a change in his approach. Like, he genuinely still believes that he can convince Susie of a thing. And then even when he can't, and even though he does resort to cheating, which is very much in character for him, he has at this point built up an understanding of Susie that his willingness to help Susie, I feel like comes from a different place than it grows on from where he was willing to help out with Susie's party. And, he's given various kind acts before, but I think here it comes from a different place, which is crazy because at this point, why should he be kind to Susie? Because Susie's awful. But he knows that Susie's not quite. And also, I'm not sure if I'm remembering this correctly because I've definitely seen the whole show and things get mismatched. But he's even seen that Susie has takes care of the camp, right? Or is that season 2 and I'm actually wrong and now I'm dying inside?
That's the second batch of episode.
That's the second batch. So he hasn't actually learned that lesson yet, which is even more impressive because he doesn't even know that Susie actually does do chores most of the time and he still pitches in and helps. Still supports my point. I don't know if this point is true. I was just trying to think because Summer Camp Island doesn't try to go heavy, and it does go a little bit heavier in episode 20. But I think this they still purposefully chose to focus on Oscar and Susie here to kind of say where Oscar's at. And also, I like that we're getting this characterization of Susie, a reminder of what she's like right before episode 20, which kind of starts us down the path of Susie's whole story about how she sort of skirts responsibility in a certain area relating to friendship and aging and etc. So I think here they're like, hey, Susie, of course we've already kind of seen this before, but just as a reminder, Susie really doesn't care about expectations or rules or respect or anything like that.
Yeah, Susie's that kind of horrible person who you can't help but love. I don't know why, but she's just always had that kind of characterization.
But the campers don't.
No. I mean, Pepper has been particularly traumatized, as we have elaborated on. Like, he has nightmares about her.
Yes. But Susie here has to, he gets called out even by the whale that, like, hey, you didn't respect the wheel and it's going to happen.
Yep, and as I had mentioned in earlier Summer Camp Island episode discussions, we learned that the witches are not the be-all, end-all bosses of the island. There are powers that even they answer to.
Including a killer whale who needs, dental assistance. And maybe that whale, is a protector in the ocean, just like the wolves, bears?
Those
bears?
I believe they're bears.
This could be, really early lore that we'll find out in season 4. That the killer whale actually needs fresh breath in order to ward off creatures that are attracted specifically to its stinky breath in the ocean. Yeah, could be a thing.
Either that or bad breath isn't going to get him anywhere on the dating scene. Needs to lay off the pickle juice, I think. Major turn off.
Bad breath, deep lore. Bad breath reminds Susie of growing old and her old friend Ramona. That's why she doesn't want to brush the teeth.
Yes, definitely not because it's a chore.
Headcanon accepted.
Has nothing to do with its status as a chore.
No.
Again, Oscar's just willingness to cheat was beautiful.
Yep. And everyone...
he was really holding back.
Rule of 3 times he's asked, Oscar, can't we just cheat? And I love his commitment until the 3rd.
Rule of 3s, baby, that's right. What else to say about a game where softball isn't what you thought it was? I loved the different design. They didn't just copy each of the witches. They gave them different designs.
Oh, half-shaved head Susie. It's probably my favorite with the periwinkle hair. Yeah.
Yeah, they. I know. I loved it. Was Alice with the goofy wig?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I hate seeing alternate character designs that we don't get to see more. I don't know. That's like a thing I feel like as a kid I was introduced to in like Super Smash Bros. Even before like fan art and alternative things. Just like the fact that you press a button and you see color changes. It's kind of what this reminds me of. And it's like, what if I was just watching an episode of Summer Camp On and I could just, mash the ZL button on my controller and just see the characters rotate through all these fun things. I want to see the creativity of all these different alternate character designs. Also, it just makes me want more witches or just, cartoon characters. They always have the same outfits on. Let them shave half their head or wear a goofy wig. I mean, it's more fun.
I wonder how much money Susie had to pay to unlock those outfits.
DLC costumes?
As we all know, bonus costumes don't come pre-installed with the game. That would be very entitled thinking to expect that.
Is that why I had to pay an extra 99 cents on iTunes for this episode? All right. So, great episode. It really doesn't respect the rules of softball in so many ways. And I will forever treasure it.
It's the Breaking Bad crossover we never knew we wanted.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, guys, that's been us on Mr. Softball. Join us next week. Until then, I'm GC13.
And I'm David. Don't forget to leave us a review anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Later, everybody. Our opening and closing music is by Mark Soto. For more cartoon-related content, please visit lunarceasefire.com.